We've got Friday action here on the October the 18th, 2024, and we've got a few MLB games on today. I got a few player props for you guys. And then I also have WNBA Finals Game 4. I've got a winner for you guys in that as well. Let's get into it. This is the free three. What's up, guys? Your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm bringing down my favorite picks and plays of the day. As we're just trying to get to that bag together and we're trying to make that money. Yesterday, I shouldn't have bet so much on that game as I bet. I'm not going to lie. That shit was an ugly game. And I know better, and you know what, we bet, and we went harder than 3 bets. That's the problem. We went harder than 3 bets. Like, this is the free 3, and I'm doing the same thing today, so stay tuned for those shows because I got a lot of bets for you guys. But 2 and 3 yesterday on the day. Spencer Rattler's pass attempts, we got that done. Our cross-sport parlay, our hockey plays, 3-0 on hockey so far. I'm geeked. Yes, I know the plays I've been putting out are like super juiced if you took them by themselves, but if you took all the other like team totals, like the next one up, like at minus 105, minus 115, it would have hit as well. Rangers team total over cash in the second period. Virginia Tech money line, no sweat bet there. Got that done. I got another one of those for you guys today. I'm excited about that. But our losses yesterday, Bo Nix pass yards, that hurt because he had it in like the third quarter at like 160. We really need 20 yards. Cortland Sutton, longest reception. I took him off my fantasy bench for yesterday's game. I'm not going to talk about it. And Spencer Rattler, he had fumbles, not interceptions. Maybe if turnovers was in line, we would have cashed. So 2 and 3 yesterday, not too bad. All right, look at the year-to-date record here, guys. All right, we're doing decent, but now is when we got to lock in, okay? It's why, because WNBA is wrapping up, MLB World Series is right around the corner, hockey is in full swing, and I've been finding some new hockey channels that I've been following. So if you guys are hockey bettors out there, you watch any YouTube channels, follow any hockey handicappers, let me know. I always like to pay for information, consume information, doesn't matter, just so I can get better. So hockey people, let me know. So I'm excited for that. NBA starts next week, and then you guys know the weekends have been doing us beautiful. I just showed you we're 21 games above 500 in college football. That's what we love to see. I know there's a lot of college football games on today. I will be honest with you, I'm not really taking too much in college football today because I'm just not a big fan of the games. But either way, we still have winners on the channel for today. I'm done yapping. Let's get into the video. Let's get into the picks. Let's go. All right, first best bet of the day. We are going to go to the WNBA first. Let's get that out of the way real quickly because a lot of these bets you've heard before, so I'm not going to give too much analysis on it, okay? First bet, Lynx, Liberty. We're going first quarter over 40.5 points, minus 115 odds. If you tapped into the channel 2 days ago, you guys know we took this. This one cashed in as well. Every single game that these two teams have faced off this season, that is 7 total games thus far, it has gone over the total of 40.5. I'm not overthinking it. Don't question it. It went over last game as well. And I did see a trend that if you guys want to hear this trend, basically whatever's happened in the first half, the opposites happened in the second half. So if you look at all the games this season so far, and especially in the playoffs, if the first half went over, which a majority of the games did, guess what? The under in the second half hit. The Lynx, even though the first quarter went over in the first game, the full game under hit in the game. So the defense ends up finding its way back for the Lynx, but the first quarter over, both of these teams come out with a high energy. We saw that with the Lynx last game. We saw that with the Liberty at home. Liberty coming off a big win. Shout out to Sabrina there. I expect a lot of scoring to start off. It's just a trend play. 7-0 so far this year. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're not getting away from it, okay? But because it is elimination game, because their back is against the wall and the Lynx need to be able to pick up a big win, you got to go with the superstar here. I know I've taken her several times on the channel, and this has missed for us a few times when we've taken it as a solo play. But Nafisa Collier over 20.5 points, minus 15 odds. I'm taking that, okay? I'm laying that. She had 22 points last game on 40 minutes, 9 rebounds, 40% shooting, 100% from the three-point line. She has to get to the free throw line a little bit more, but I think that she deserves a little bit more foul calls than she's getting as well. I'm not getting into the whole referee foul call stuff, but she did get hit a few times. I mean, Brianna Sturt's a great defender in her right, but Nafisa Collier, I mean, she's a bucket. I mean, only other unanimous first-team all-WNBA player besides A'ja Wilson, okay? So that's great company to be in. But for me, closeout game, back is against the wall. You're still at home. You need to be able to rely on your superstars. In all honesty, I need to see her be more selfish. She shot the ball 22 times last game. That's what we need from her, okay? The 12 shots that she had in game 3, we don't need, okay? The 16 shots that she had in game 1 and also in the end of the series against the Sun, that's what we need. She actually just broke the WNBA record for most points in a postseason as well. That's pretty impressive. 20.5, that's not asking for too much. Elimination game, back against the wall. You You got to get the ball out of that little point guard's hands. Williams with the ball, with the hair, like not disrespecting her. She can hoop. Like that mid-range shot is there. Kelsey McBride, she's hooping. But like some of these individuals, like Nafisa does need help, yes. But when the game is on the line, I don't like last game. The Lynx blew that because they didn't get her the rock. Other people are scoring the ball and not her. That can't happen. Nafisa needs the ball in her hand. We need over 20.5 elimination game. Don't overthink it. It's a number that's hit pretty consistently this year. And then she's averaging 20 points per game. We're going to go with that as our second pick of the day. For our third best bet, okay, we are going to go over to the MLB real quickly. NLCS. Game 4, Dodgers up, 2-1, right? Now, Mets back against the wall. They're at home. Are they going to pull it out? Are they going to get the win? I don't know. Being honest. I've been rooting for the Mets. Shout out to my boy Shark Lark. He took the Mets to get to the NLCS at like plus 400, 500. Great future bet right there. But all the way to the World Series, that's where things get a little wacky, right? But they're sending David Peterson to the mound. And David Peterson is a guy that if you've been tapped into the channel all summer long, you know he's the DYF Bets All-Star. He's one of the most consistent pitchers in the MLB this past season in terms of profitability. Like you bet on him, the Mets win that game. But this is the thing. Jack Flaherty's on the mound for the Dodgers. Coming off of a stellar performance in Game 1, 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs given up to go 6 strikeouts. David Peterson also pitched in that Game 1. He didn't start, but he pitched. He went 2 1/3 innings. He gave up 4 hits with 3 runs, 2 of them being earned. So what am I taking here in the NLCS? I don't know if it's going to be the Dodgers. I think they're going to close it out today, if I'm being honest. I root for the Mets, but we're going to go David Peterson here, the guy who's led us so far this season. And we're going to go over 1.5 earned runs, minus 150 odds. So it is kind of like a fade on the Mets in a way. And the reason why is simple. The Dodgers' bats have been in fuego. 10-2 last game, 8-0 the game before that, 7-3 was their sole loss, and then 9-0 in Game 1. When they're winning games, they are crushing the baseball. Ohtani, second pitch of the game yesterday, took that thing yard, right? So many different guys. Mac Muncy just tied Reggie Jackson's postseason record for the most consecutive on bases in like at bats or something like that, or per game. It's crazy what the Dodgers are doing right now. Mookie still hasn't even turned up for real this series. I mean, he's done a little something, but there's so many guys that can get you in so many different ways. And David Peterson is a guy who, if you look at his numbers to start the season, he was 10-3, 2.9 ERA. I mean, 101 strikeouts with a 1.29 whip. He looked really good. But he started regressing as the season got towards its end. And that's important because you got to understand not only does fatigue come in, but you also have more film. You have more ways to read pitcher. You start getting used to his angles, his tendencies, his pitch type. In the last month of the regular season, David Peterson went 3-2 against the number. Right? And I'm not talking about against the spread. I'm talking about money line. 5 runs given up, 4 runs given up in 3 2/3 innings to the Phillies. Another game against the Blue Jays, he gave up 4 runs. The one thing that I love about David Peterson, though, is he doesn't give up the long ball. He doesn't give up the long ball. And because he doesn't give up the long ball, I'm going to move from the earned runs to the pitch and outs. 11.5 at minus 150 odds. Now, I read a very great article this morning from the Action Network about how this number is a little bit under all of the David Peterson's numbers. His strikeouts, his walks, his hits allowed, they're very low. 11.5 is literally going through get into the 4th inning. Like go through 4 innings, get us to the 5th inning, you'll be good. So the question is, will he face Ohtani, Freeman, the top of that lineup one more time? And I think the answer to that is yes. Why? Because he's the only left-handed pitcher that the Mets have. So the thing is, Ohtani's way less dynamic. I mean, he's Ohtani, so he's going to do whatever he needs to do. But lefty to lefty, way different than when you go in righty to lefty. Freddie Freeman, he didn't play yesterday, but he might play today. Ray might rest him because of the lefty-lefty matchup. But if he does, he's in that 2 spot. Lefty to lefty, you might face him a 3rd time. And then keep in mind, if Peterson is not getting up a whole lot of home runs and he has a sac fly here, a sac fly there, we get over the 1.5 earned runs line. But 2 earned runs, that's good enough to keep you in this game to say like, all right, let's keep the starter here. Keep in mind, 3 of the 4 games have been blowouts. So the starters of the Mets have not gone deep. This bullpen needs a little bit of time. So if you can get David Peterson 5 strong innings, maybe into the 6th, before you now have to lean on the bullpen of now Reed Garrett, Ryan Stanek, And then you obviously got Edwin Diaz, who's going to probably try to come in for a save opportunity if they have the lead. You got Phil Matten. But besides that, they don't really have any other pitchers that they can utilize. Cody Senga's banged it up. So that's why we saw David Peterson go for the 2 1/3 innings in the game 1, because Cody Senga only pitched an inning. His velocity was 90 miles per hour. That ain't going to get it done. So David Peterson's familiar with this team. He's already pitched inside this series. 2 1/3 innings. Yes, he gave up several earned runs, but we're hedging off of that. Took that bet. But this is our hedge off of it. So if he's pitching stellar, cool. If he's getting banged up, cool. So we had the opportunity to even hit both bets, in all honesty. So this is a no-brainer to me. The number's just a little bit too low for the situational that we're seeing here. And I like Peterson. He's been a guy that we've been rocking with all year. 2.53 xFIP against lefties compared to 4.66 against righties. So that's why he might see the top of that lineup for the Dodgers a third time through. And I like that. So I'm going to go with Peterson here. Lock that in as the third and fourth best bet of the day. And our last and final best bet of the day will be the cross-sport parlay. It's been cashing for us all week long. Let's keep it simple. Winnipeg Jets, BYU on the money line. Collier 15 plus points. That gets you to -108 on DraftKings. For my people who are like plus EV minions who are like, hey, we don't lay juice. I don't like laying 3 legs and laying juice either. I don't think it makes mathematical sense. I'll be honest with you. So if you don't want to tail this one, be my guest. We've just been hot on these all week. We're 3-0 on the hockey plays. I'm not, if it ain't broke, don't fix it right now. That's the way I'm thinking about it, right? So Winnipeg Jets, don't know too much about them. 3-0 on the year, undefeated. They're at home, and they're playing the San Jose Sharks. All I know is the San Jose Sharks suck. They're 0-2-2. The 2 ties, they lost in shootouts, or they lost in overtime, whatever the case may be. So they still have not picked up a single win. We were against them when they played the Dallas Stars. We did have to split that one out. But Winnipeg is good. They're 3-0 on the year, 2-1, 2-1, 6-0 win. So this is a team that can play defense. This is a team that can score the puck. San Jose Sharks have not shown me anything. Yes, they're going to win eventually, but hey, last year I do remember that record that they had, like most consecutive losses or something like that. I was that in tune with hockey, even though I'm still getting used to it this year. It's juiced on the money line for the Jets. You could take the puck line, the -1.5, but it's still juiced at like -130, -140. I'm just taking the mindset that I'd have similar to baseball with the puck line, run line type vibes. So I'm putting this in a parlay. We're taking BYU. If you tapped into the reel that we dropped last week, we had BYU -3. They have not lost against the number this year. They are an undefeated 6-0 against the spread. So am I going to lay the 8.5, 9 points? I don't know. Oklahoma State's been probably the biggest disappointment of all the Power 5 schools, dropping 3 games in a row to Utah, to Kansas State, and to West Virginia last week. That's tough. That's tough. Now going to BYU, I mean, no better time to reset. I see some sharps are on Oklahoma State plus the 9.5 plus the points. I don't know. BYU's covered every game this year, but I'm just going to take the money line. And simple enough. Collier, you guys heard what I said about her. That's the hedge off of the 20.5. She's getting 15. Okay, she's gotten 15 every single game against the Liberty this year. I don't know how many games this season she actually did not get 15 points. It's an elimination game. She's going to shoot the ball 30 times if she needs to. 15 plus points, that's why I'm taking it. It's a no-brainer. That's the last best bet of the day. Cross-sport parlays, cashing every day. Let's do it again tonight. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. That is 5 picks. I don't know, this is the free 3 or the free 5 at this point, Noble, right? That I've given you guys in tonight's slate. We're running it back with the Lynx and Liberty over 40.5. That's just a trend play. Also going to take Nafisa Collier over 20.5 points, elimination play. We're going to go with the cross-sport parlay that's been blessing us. Jets money line, BYU money line, Collier's points. And then in the NLCS, we're going to go Peterson over 1.5 runs, over 11.5 pitching outs to hedge off of each other. That's what we're taking on this Friday. Let's have a day. I'll have maybe a few more plays in the college football slate. I lean Oregon on the spread. I lean the under in that game. 60 points is just too high. Letdown spot. There's just a lot of situations right now in college football that I didn't really want to touch, because tomorrow we have a beautiful slate and I'll be back with the reel. So make sure you guys are tapping into the channel every single day. Appreciate the love. Appreciate all the support. And as always, DJ Chase your fate. Get to that cheddar. And I'll see you on tomorrow's video.